A very good morning to all of you. So, in the last class, we were discussing about the chemical properties of carboxylic acid. Okay, so in which we have discussed the acidic nature, reaction with metals, reaction with bases, and reaction with sodium carbonate, and how we can prepare anhydride, acid, chloride, and amides from carboxylic acid. Okay, so in that reaction, in those reactions, carbonyl group cannot take part. Okay, it will not take part, but now we will discuss those reactions in which the carbonyl group can also take part. So the first reaction is reduction reaction. Okay, the reduction reaction. So reduction reaction, this this carboxylic acid can be easily reduced to hydrocarbons. Okay, so the first reaction is reaction with reaction of carboxylic acid with Hi plus red phosphorus, which we have already done in case of aldehyde and ketone also. Reaction with Hi plus red phosphorus. Reaction with Hi plus red phosphorus. So this is a very important reaction, and the reaction is, for example, this is the journal form of carboxylic acid plus Hi in presence of red phosphorus. So we will get RH, that is alkene, plus this iodine gets oxidized from -1 to 0, I2, plus water will leave. Okay, now we have to balance the reaction. Now the reaction is balanced. Okay, so this is the first reaction in which carboxylic acid get reduced to alkenes. Okay, so there are some other reactions also, that is decarboxylation. So this is a very important reaction, decarboxylation, and decarboxylation takes place with the help of reagent that is known as soda lime. Okay, soda lime is, soda means our NaOH and lime means calcium oxide. So first is by soda lime process. Okay, soda lime process, and soda lime process is also used to convert the heavy water into simple water, or to convert the you can say, in order to make water fit for uh, commercial uses. Okay, so in order to remove the hardness of water, we will use this process, soda lime process. Okay, so because in some there is some hardness due to the presence of calcium and magnesium ion, so then we add this soda lime, that is a solution of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. Okay, now the reaction is RCOO. We are taking the sodium salt. If we take the sodium salt of carboxylic acid, then reacted with NaOH in presence of calcium oxide, we will get RH. Okay, this whole group will leave, Na2CO3. Okay, and this whole group will leave, and we will get alkane plus Na2CO3. Na2CO3 is sodium carbonate. Okay, so this is the first method in which decarboxylation takes place. Okay, the next method is coal-based electrolysis. Okay, and this is a very important method, coal-based electrolysis. Okay, in this method we take the solution of the sodium salt of any carboxylic acid, and then we do electrolysis, coal-based electrolysis, electrolytic method. Okay, now let us check what are the products we get at anode or cathode. Okay, coal-based electrolytic method. Okay, so the reaction is very simple, that we are doing RCONA uh, is any electrolyte. Okay, sodium salt of fatty acid, and we are doing electrolysis. So the products which we get R alkane, okay, alkane, CO2, okay, and hydrogen gas, okay, and this sodium will remain in the solution, okay, we will get hydrogen gas. So these are the products. Now how we can get this product? So at anode, this group will break. Firstly, this group will break like this, because it is an electrolyte, so it will break like this, okay, and we are taking the aqueous solution, so there must be water present. So water can also break as H positive and OH negative. So we have two negative ions and two positive ions. So the ion, we all know that at anode oxidation takes place. So whose oxidation potential is greater, that will undergo the oxidation at anode, and similarly whose reduction potential is greater, that cation will go to cathode, okay, because we all know that anode is positively charged and cathode is negatively charged in case of electrolysis, okay, and in case of electrochemical cell the signs gets reversed, okay, anode in that case will be negative and cathode will be positive, okay. Now so out of these two, this will gets oxidized at anode, okay, this will get oxidized at anode like this, 2RCOO negative gets converted into 2R, uh, it will gain 2 electrons, or sorry, lose 2 electrons, RCOO twice plus 2 electron, okay, and this will get converted into R plus 2CO2, okay. So this is the reaction at anode. So what we get alkane, and now out of these two, Na positive and H positive, the reduction potential of hydrogen is greater than that of sodium, so that is why it will get reduced, okay, by taking 2 electrons it will get reduced at cathode, okay. So these are the products which we get. Hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode and alkane will be formed at anode, and this method is very important, Kolbe's electrolytic method, and this may be asked in the exam also, okay, Kolbe's electrolytic method. So now one more reaction which we have already discussed, कर चुके हैं हम ये रिएक्शन पहले, that is Hans-Dicker reaction, okay, which is the sodium silver salt of fatty acid. In this group also the whole group, the CO group whole is take place in the reaction, okay. So that is Hans-Dicker reaction. So the reaction is, we have to take the sodium salt RCOONOOAg, not sodium, it's silver salt, plus reaction with Br2 in presence of CCl4, okay, and refluxing takes place, okay. So here we are using a non-polar solvent, that is CCl4. The products are RBr. So this is a method for the preparation of alkyl halide, both aromatic as well as aliphatic, okay. So we can easily prepare aromatic also by taking here any benzene ring or some other aromatic compound. So plus CO2 plus AgBr, okay. So this is a very efficient method to prepare alkyl halides, okay. Now there is also a name reaction, that is Hell-Volhard-Jelinski reaction, okay, HVZ, Hell-Volhard-Jelinski reaction, okay. This is a very important name reaction, and in this reaction red phosphorus is used as a catalyst, and the reaction takes place at near about 630 Kelvin. Now what is happening in this reaction. Uh, the reaction is firstly, the main condition for this reaction is the presence of alpha carbon as well as hydrogen. Okay, the main condition is the presence of alpha hydrogen. Okay, so this is just a substitution reaction. So the compounds having alpha hydrogen, when we react it with bromine, Br2 or any Cl2 in presence of red phosphorus at 630 Kelvin, this hydrogen get replaced by bromine and we will get this product. Okay, again if we do the same process, then the next hydrogen will also replaced by the bromine. Okay, so this is and the product is known as alpha. This is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon, which is next to the alpha, and this is the product is known as beta bromo alpha bromo carboxylic acid. Okay, which carboxylic acid we are using. Okay, so this reaction is very important, Helmholtz Zelinsky reaction, HVZ. Okay, now now we are left with only the electrophilic substitution reaction, and there may be one or two more reaction. Okay, like the test. Okay, test to distinguish between carboxylic acid and phenol. So electrophilic substitution reaction is very simple, because we all know that this CO group is electron withdrawing in nature, so it is matter directing. Okay, so it is matter directing electrophilic substitution reaction. So it is matter directing. It can be easily matter hydrogen can be easily replaced. Okay, so if we do the bromination, AlCl3, or simply if we do the halogenation, then the incoming electrophile will be attached on the meta position at this position. Okay, we are taking X. Similarly, if we do nitration, HNO3 and H2SO4 concentrated, then nitration will also take place at meta position. Okay, similarly we will have sulfonation. Okay, in sulfonation, SO3H will be we will get this product SO3H. Okay, when it react with oleum. Okay, oleum is H2SO4 plus SO3. Okay, similarly when we reacted with CH3Cl, we are doing Friedel-Crafts alkylation, then this CH3 group will also attach to the meta position. Similarly in Friedel-Crafts acylation, this group will attach C double bond O Cl will group attach. Okay, so this group will be attached on the meta position. Okay, now how can we distinguish carboxylic acid from phenol? Okay, so before moving to that topic, one more thing I want to discuss with you, that out of all the carboxylic acid, formaldehyde have some anomalous character. Okay, what are the features of how this formaldehyde is showing anomalous behavior, or why it is different from others? Because there in formaldehyde there is it shows some properties of aldehyde and ketone also, like the reduction. Okay, it can also reduce toluene reagent, filling reagent. Why it is able to reduce? Because formaldehyde is this, the formula, the structure of formaldehyde is this, and here we also have a carbonyl and hydrogen bond, like in case of aldehydes. Okay, it is showing same nature as that of aldehyde, so it can formaldehyde can easily reduce toluene reagent to silver mirror, as well as filling reagent to red PPT of cuprous oxide. Formaldehyde can easily reduce toluene reagent toluene reagent to Toluene's reagent to silver mirror, okay, and filling reagent to red ppt, okay, and filling reagent to red ppt, okay, filling reagent to red ppt of cu2o, okay, that is cuprous oxide, okay. So this is the anomalous behavior of formaldehyde because of the presence of this carbonyl and hydrogen group, okay, hydrogen bond. So it can easily reduce these two or three reagents, okay. Now what is the difference, how can we distinguish this carboxylic acid from phenol? So the first test in order to distinguish is sodium bicarbonate test, okay. So sodium bicarbonate test, we have already discussed that carboxylic acid on reaction with sodium bicarbonate uh, give brisk effervescence due to the formation of, this is NaHCO3 test, okay, NaHCO3 test, sodium bicarbonate test. So NaHCO3 when react with sodium with carboxylic acid give RCOONA plus CO2 plus H2O. So due to the evolution, due to the removal of this CO2, a brisk effervescence takes place, okay. But in case of phenol, no brisk effervescence takes place. In case of phenol, no effervescence takes place, okay, no effervescence takes place. So this is the main difference between between phenol and carboxylic acid. Now there is also a test that is known as FeCl3 test. This is a very important test. So when carboxylic acid react with ferric chloride, formation of ferric acetate takes place, okay. Ferric acid, and this compound is of buff color. Buff means yellowish brown, okay. So yellowish brown color PPTs will be formed. And in case of phenol, this is with carboxylic acid, okay, this is with carboxylic acid, okay. So this is with carboxylic acid, and with phenol violet color PPT will be formed, okay, violet color. So we can easily distinguish by just reacting carboxylic acid as well as phenol with FeCl3, okay. And in case of phenol we will get violet color, and in case of carboxylic acid we will get this buff color, okay, yellowish brown color, okay. So these are the some main reactions of carboxylic acid, some major chemical reactions, chemical properties. And uh, we all know that formaldehyde show anomalous behavior, okay. It can easily reduce Toluene's reagent as well as filling reagent, okay. So I think this much is quite enough for this carboxylic acid part, and I hope you found this lecture very helpful. So thank you so much for watching the